Hey Hawthorne, good to see everybody again. I'm coming to you from my bedroom and I'm here with some assorted foods that are found in a lot of kitchens. So, yesterday we talked about where your calories come from, specifically with regards to carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. So, today we're going to talk about carbohydrates. And carbohydrates are where most of your calories should be coming from. And when I say most, I don't mean for everybody. I'm following the guidelines of the United States Food and Drug Administration, which is the company that's in charge of making sure that these nutrition labels go on the side of foods. And they're also they give out guidelines to help people stay healthy, basically. So if you find that your body doesn't work as well when you're getting most of your calories from carbohydrates, it's okay to go up and down with those numbers a little bit. Personally, I get a lot of my calories from carbohydrates because I find that I burn them really quickly and I feel better. But it's everybody's body is a little bit different. So find what works for you. So today we're going to talk about carbohydrates. There's two types of carbohydrates. There's your simple carbohydrates found in fruits. It's known as fructose. The simple carbohydrates found in dairy are known as lactose. And then there's a simple carbohydrate that we all know of. It's just plain sugar, and that's called sucrose. And then your complex carbohydrates, which are the kind of carbohydrates, these give you really quick energy. So if you've ever heard of somebody saying you've got a sugar high right now after you ate a cookie or after you ate or drank a soda, that's because that sugar broke down and got into your bloodstream super, super quickly and caused your energy level to go up. Your complex carbohydrates, which are found in vegetables, pastas, breads, tortillas, and also in fruits, so fruit falls in both categories, these give you longer lasting energy. So if you hear people talking about having pasta before they run a marathon or carbo loading before a big football game or a soccer match, that means you're giving your body these complex carbohydrates that take longer to break down and give you longer lasting energy. Now, one thing to be aware of when you look for the carbohydrates on a nutrition label, carbohydrates are going to be the fourth thing listed under the calories. So calories, fats, sodium, cholesterol, and then carbohydrates. So something like cereal, 51 grams of carbohydrates in a 2/3 cup of cereal. So about 2/3 of my fist contains 51 grams of carbohydrates, or about 20% of what I would need for the day. So cereal, pretty high in carbohydrates. Peanut butter, carbohydrates. A serving size is 2 tablespoons, which is about 2 size of my thumbs. And that has 8 grams of carbohydrates, or about 3% of my carbohydrates. So peanut butter is not a carbohydrate high food. Cereal is high in carbohydrates. Pasta, a serving of pasta has 15% of my carbohydrates. So when you get into your pastas, your cereals, your breads, you're getting into higher carbohydrates. Milk does have some carbohydrates because, as we talked about, it has a little bit of sugar in it naturally. Total carbohydrates is 12 grams, 4% of my daily needs. So a bowl of cereal with some milk is a pretty good way to get some carbohydrates into your system. It also will give you a simple carbohydrate in the lactose, which will give you a little bit of energy in the short term. And then more complex carbohydrates in the cereal will give you a little bit more energy in the long term. Now, I'm not saying that's perfect for everyone, but I do find that a bowl of cereal in the morning does help my body kind of adjust and get ready for the day. And then by the time, if I have a bowl of cereal at 6 o'clock in the morning when I first wake up, I'm usually ready for something a little bit more substantial by about 9 or 10 o'clock. Now, one thing you have to watch out for with carbohydrates, and they do this in all kinds of food. Ketchup, believe it or not, it does have some carbohydrates in it. It has 4 grams of carbohydrates in every tablespoon. So again, a tablespoon is about the size of my thumb. But of the 17 grams that make up a serving of ketchup, 4 of those grams are sugar. So in this bottle of ketchup, a fourth of it, about a quarter of it, is sugar. So if I broke this into 4 equal pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, about this much of this bottle of ketchup is just sugar. So be careful with that. Sugar sneaks into all your foods. Ketchup is not the worst offender though, as you may have already guessed. This one right here, one of my favorite foods. If I look on the nutrition label, let's see. First of all, as we talked about, they make it a little bit hard to find. Calories, 220, sodium, carbohydrates, 21 grams of carbohydrates in here. Of those 21 grams, 17 grams are added sugar, which means that for every package of Reese's peanut butter cups that I eat, there is and it's not a very big package, there is, each one of these spoons holds about 6 grams. So 6, 12, and then I'm not going to quite fill this one to the top. I'm just going to put about 5 in there. 17. This package of Reese's peanut butter cups has about that much added sugar in it, which is a lot. Now, what's the problem with that? Well, there's a couple problems. The first one is that sugar and carbohydrates in general, if your body can't burn everything that you bring in, it converts it to fat and stores it in your body, in your abdomen, and also inside your body in your arteries. And if you have too much fat, it can lead to health problems such as diabetes and heart trouble. So you really want to be careful about how much carbohydrates you're putting, or how many calories in general you're putting in your body, but especially sugars are a way to sneak a whole bunch of calories into your body that don't really do a lot for you. So just be aware that underneath where it says carbohydrates, it will also say how much of that sugar or how much of those carbohydrates come from added sugar. Now pasta, 42 grams of carbohydrates, 0 of that comes from added sugar. So they're not sneaking sugar into my pasta, but they're sneaking sugar into lots of other things like ketchup, like peanut butter, and especially Reese's peanut butter cups. All right, now, challenge for today comes from my friend Owen. Owen sent me an email yesterday saying, Mr. Green, I've been doing a bunch of your challenges and I came up with a push-up that I think you might want to try. So, this push-up starts in a high plank position, just like a regular push-up. Then you pick one of your feet up. So it's a one-legged push-up. I'll show you what it looks like. Start out flat, pick up one foot, down and up, down and up. After you do 5, switch feet, try it again. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, pick that foot up. When you come down, touch your knee to your elbow, and then push it back and up. Down, knee to your elbow, back and up. Have a little bit less room here in my bedroom, so you kind of cut my head off. Anyway, Owen, thank you so much for the tip. That's a great workout. I would recommend that you find how many you can do in a row without stopping. Do that many on one side, do the other side, take a quick break, and then subtract 1 and try it again. All right, have a great day, Hawthorne. Miss you all. Hope you're all doing well.